Hey YouTubers, welcome to the Where'd You Go series. Okay, this is going to be for water elements. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Watch the introductory video if you did not so that you understand what is going on here. This is the past, present, future, okay? So like I said, I'm going to be doing a different type of shuffling here. So we're going to start with Cancer and see what is going on here with Cancer. Past, present, future. Then we're going to go into Pisces, past, present, future. Pisces. And now we're going to go into Scorpio. If you want to scroll through the shuffling, feel free, but this is the way that I have to do it. Scorpio. Okay. And now we're going into the cartomancy here. Okay, let's start with Cancer. This is Cancer's past. So this is the what could have happened with Cancer. Okay, and let me grab this. So Cancer, past, present moment energies. Okay, and where that is flowing to. Okay, so that is Cancer. Now we're going into Pisces. Okay, Pisces, present moment. Or past, excuse me. Okay, now going into the present moment for Pisces. And that's the present moment. And now going into the future. Okay. Now Scorpio. Okay, let's go into Cancer here. Okay, so what could have been affecting, what could have happened? We have an issue here with finances and career, okay? So let's focus on finances and career are a factor that you know, is what was affecting this relationship. Yep. Okay, so these past energies here involving Cancer. Cancer, you could be dealing, Cancer could have been dealing with a fire element or an air element or a Gemini specifically, okay? It's showing here that the lack of progression and the serious setback is directly surrounding finances, money focused. So this could be dealing with a fire element specifically, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, okay? Cancer could have been dealing with a fire element. And the lack of progression and the serious setback with this fire element is due to the fact that they had money issues. This could be with a boss, okay? And this is where this, you know, breaking down and established patterns in relation to their finances and career has caused their, you know, new beginning to be in, you know, a lack of level of optimism here because they were focusing on their finances and their career. And where'd you go? Well, what I'm picking up intuitively here is that we were not honest with our money situation here. Okay? So that is what is showing here for Cancer. And if you are a fire sign, this is where that lack of progression came in. But also, if you were an air element, specifically a Gemini, understand that Cancer, money focused, career focused, and the lack of progression in your relationship at this present moment, flowing into it, is due to the fact that in the past, there were money and career issues. But here's the kicker. Cancer is going to be victorious over this as we're flowing into the present moments, okay? Because the final card out here is the Ten of Hearts, victory over this situation. The present moment energies are playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine, okay? So it's showing here that Cancer could have some victory over their finances right now. And that's ushering in new positive energies here. There we go. Yep. Okay, this is definitely a relationship that is dealing with air. I have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here, okay? And there's going to be action and change in that social standing, but there is worry and anxiety over the developing relationship. And the reason being is because there could have been a third-party interference in the past. That could have been with a fire sign, which was the lack of progression with air specifically. Gemini specifically is what I'm picking up here. But what it's showing is that there's worry and anxiety over developing this relationship because there was a lack of time and energy given in this relationship from the past because we were deceiving. There could have been third-party interferences also. But what it's showing me here is that there is going to be what Cancer is flowing into the present moment here is victory, okay? A victory flag, because whatever issues were going on within finances and career, okay, that's where this relationship fell off. But what it's showing here, if you are a Gemini specifically, an air element or fire element, it doesn't matter, okay? Take with you what you understand. If this is making sense to you, then you're getting it, okay? But Cancer, if you were dealing with a Cancer specifically, they want to be victorious in this action, taking action and change in the social standing of your relationship. But they have worry and anxiety over, you know, developing this relationship because of the past. They feel at a loss. You know, there was deception. You know, clearly, where'd you go? What is this whole entire series about? So the thing is here is also understand this is something that has been divinely coordinated as you do have the divine timing card here. But understand, as we're flowing into the future energies, the last card out here is the Ace of Diamonds. That is feeling abundant in all areas, developing this relationship, abundance, happiness, health, and wealth, put it that way. But this is a new beginning and a new phase of life. And Cancer, from these past energies, is flowing into this present moment. There's still some worry and anxiety around the developing of this, but the divine is in charge. And it's showing here that on a deeper level, Cancer wants a new beginning and a new phase of life. And they also want to ascend this to a higher level of commitment here. Abundance in all areas, okay? So now let's go into where this energy is flowing into the future. And we got heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other, okay? I also want to add the overall energy for water here, where'd you go, is give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. And below that, we got getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves, your bond deepens. Reconciliation, okay? So let's flow right into the future energies of what Cancer is doing here. Yep. There's definitely a Gemini involved with a Cancer. This is your soulmate. It's the last card out. Okay, so if you're cross-watching for your ex-Cancer and you specifically are a Gemini or an air element, Libra, Aquarius, or fire, because that's all the elements that came out here, understand that this person is your soulmate, your direct counterpart, and they have been enlightened to this, and they are flowing into the future moments, wanting to have a heart-to-heart conversation in order to work on this partnership. The first card out here is Apollo, the bringer of light. This is their spirit guide. This is their higher self. Again, in the present moment, you receive the divine timing, right? And then the first card out here is their spirit guide, their higher self. They've been enlightened, okay, to what has been going on in their life. And now they are making conscious efforts, okay, towards this abundance. And the energies are scattered around the home environment. There's something in the home environment, whether it is a marriage that needs to end or just something surrounding legal documents pertaining to the home, but it's definitely affecting their finances, okay? But they're going to be victorious over this because as we're flowing, from those, finances and careers, the first card out. We don't have coincidences here. So it's flowing into those, and I just looked at that clock and it said 1313. Okay, I'm going to explain something else to you. But as we're flowing into those present moments, there's a need to lighten the energies because there was deceit. There could have been third parties. There could be a marriage involved. It does not matter. But what it's showing here, I'm talking about the energies. The circumstance in that situation is what I say, okay? Because it doesn't exist anymore. You can keep ripping that Band-Aid off about the past, but you're not healing what needs to be healed, and it's a deeper understanding that you feel deceived. Of course, they might have gotten into another relationship, but it's the lessons here because they're being divinely guided back to none other than the lover of their soul, their direct counterpart. This also could be a twin flame connection because we've got the mirrored eights that came out on top of each other, okay? This is that heart energy, and this is that lower energy. And what happens when you meet your direct counterpart, also your twin flame? Those high-vibing feelings are strong enough to dig out these residual feelings of lack of love of self, right? But it was a short amount of time. Where'd they go? This is what happened. Stop questioning yourself. The scattered energies are something affecting the home environment. There could be legal documents. There could be inheritance. There could be just a payout, money they're waiting on, something going on in the home environment that is pertaining to documents, legal, okay? So they're manifesting this new beginning, and this is specifically dealing with a Gemini here and a Cancer. There's definitely air and that Cancer and Gemini you know, also fire, there's a connection here that is of a twin flame, but there's also, you know, direct counterpart here. But they're being guided, and their efforts are going to be rewarded as they move down the path that they're being guided on. And there is going to be a heart-to-heart conversation in order to deepen this bond, right? And what's happening right now is there's careful planning taking place. Okay, this is why they're mute. Understand? Because it's showing here, you know, there hasn't been this heart-to-heart conversation yet, but this is the intention. The intention is to work on the partnership and reveal their innermost self, right? So this reconciliation is coming. The energies are flowing. So the communication is coming in too. But they're carefully planning this. That's why they're not pushing things with you right now, because they are working on getting their ducks in a row, put it that way, before they come to actually have this conversation with you, because there's something in the home that's affecting this. And they want to ascend this to a higher level of commitment because they now know who you are, okay? And the reason, where'd they go? Well, it was because they didn't want to be open and honest about their ego. And now that they've gone off and done their thing, whatever, they've now been waking up to your part you played in their life, in that relationship that never went beyond what it was. But that connection cannot be shared with anybody else. And that's where that loss and that deception comes in, because there could be third-party interferences. Yet they tried to take your energy that you guys were sharing and share it with someone else, when in fact you could not do that because it wasn't a deeper understanding that it was a reflection. So they were trying to reflect your energies you guys were sharing on another person, and that person was not receptive. And they could have financially drained them. And it's definitely showing here that the divine had something to do with bringing this around full circle. Okay, so understand, this is a direct mirrored soulmate counterpart twin flame relationship here, and it is being guided, and there is going to be a heart-to-heart conversation coming up. There is going to be a reconciliation. Okay, so if you're watching in on that, Cancer, or you are Cancer, you already know all about yourself. Okay, so now let's move into Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Oh, alrighty. Pisces, the first card out here is you deserve love. You are lovable. So this is that past energy here with Pisces. Okay, Pisces, you definitely could be dealing with another water element, as I do have water here. So you could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or just someone who has that energy, that motherly energy. So this is definitely something involving a marriage or a partnership, because I definitely see that there's children involved, okay? So what it's showing here is that there needs to be some healing that takes place, because there has been some unfortunate events that have happened here directly surrounding feminine energy. So what it's showing here is there has been some mistrust, some deception, and some choices that needed to be made here. And what it's showing is that, Pisces, you could be, you know, flowing into the present moment energies, carefully evaluating before taking action. Okay, you're evaluating, separating from, this could be the mother of your child, this could be your wife, but there's a child involved. So you're trying to make a decision here, but you're evaluating before moving forward with your decision here, because there has been a lot of unfortunate events. There could have been cheating here. You know, there's a lack of truth being told. And now, you know, Pisces, your partner could have been, you could be suspecting your partner cheating on you, or you're, you know, if you're cross-watching for your Pisces, you could be cheating on your Pisces. And now there's evaluation before taking action in this separation here, because there's children involved. But what it's showing here is that there's some healing that needs to take place in order to get a deeper understanding. This is the lesson that you deserve love, okay? Because what it's showing here is that there's a lack of that in this relationship. But now what's flowing into the present moment energies is evaluating before taking action. And it could be evaluating before taking action due to a child, okay? So the present moment flowing energies here are true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Again, I'm picking up third parties here, and this is why we're evaluating some sort of cheating. And that's why we're deciding on whether or not to separate, because there could be a child involved. Yep. Okay. So now there is a fire element here. We have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So there could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius that you want to communicate with in order to move forward with this person. You are definitely money focused at this time, gaining ambition in order to achieve financial stability, okay? You're also looking at moving, saving money to move, okay? And what it's showing here is that you could be in lack of communication with this person who is your true love, because you're evaluating before taking action towards this fire element, okay? So Pisces, you know, you could have a marriage to another water element and have a child, and you've met your true love who's a fire sign, and now you are trying to gain financial stability in order to move. But there is lack of communication about this, okay? You're not in communication with your true love, and there's definitely issues in the home environment, so it's causing you to feel, in a sense, like you need to start making moves, because you can no longer live in the feeling that you're living in right now because of this person who came into your life and stirred up, you know, those romantic feelings. But because you're still in this contemplation of separating and moving forward, in this present moment, you're now focusing on stabilizing your finances in order to actually move out of the situation, excuse me, that you're in, lack of communication, that you're in order to get out of the situation that you're in, because the future card here is separation. And let's go into those future energies flowing from the lack of communication from the fire element, okay? Trying to gain financial independence, and you're going to be successful over it here. Yep. Because you want to come into union and work it out with the lover of your soul, with this true love. Because the marriage or relationship that you're in now with the person you could have children with is not a happy one. Yep, it's a karmic relationship. There's a completion of a karmic cycle here, Pisces. What it's showing me here is that you, in fact, are focusing on your financial independence because you want to come into union and work out this relationship with this true love that you're in lack of communication with. And there's also, Pisces, you could be dealing with an earth element and or they have earth in their chart. But there is definitely a karmic relationship ending. And it could be ending with an earth element and or another water element, but there is fire involved here, big style, because it's showing that you're focusing on, you know, financial stability in order to gain your financial independence, because you want to come into union and work this out with this true love here. And you're stuck in your head. You're trying to alter and come up with a plan. You're deliberating because you're feeling fenced in and sick and tired of an unhealthy situation. And what you must understand here is that you're completing a karmic cycle, whether it be with another water element, fire element, earth element. You know who you are watching this, watching in on a Pisces. You know your placement here. If you're dealing with a Pisces, you are either not the partner married to them, and they're moving towards you because this is what they want. They're getting out of this marriage, This is flowing into the future moment, okay? Because this is a spiritual journey card. And the present moment is they know Pisces knows you're their true love, okay? And the lack of communication is due to the fact that they're coming up with a plan because they're feeling fenced in and sick and tired of the situation they're stuck in their home environment, because it's a karmic marriage relationship that needs to end. But understand that their intention flowing into the future moments is to separate in order to come into union with you. Whether you're an earth element or a fire element or a water element, you know your placement. I'm picking up heavily here that they're gaining their financial independence away from either earth or water in order to complete that karmic cycle and move forward with you. And you could be a fire element, okay? Because you lit fire under their ass in order to gain ambition and financially stabilize themselves in order to get out of this unhealthy marriage or situation that could be involving children, so that they can move towards you on this path. And that's exactly what these energies are showing me here, is that this is where it's flowing to in the future moments. So even though in the present moment you are in lack of communication with this Pisces and you're wondering what's going on, understand they're flowing into the future moments here of separating, and they're money focused right now in order to do so. Okay? So, because here goes the water element, and here's the 5 of diamonds indicating completing a karmic cycle in order to move on to this path, this spiritual journey. This is also the good luck and travel card here in business. Okay? So, it's coming together, but understand that Pisces' lesson is that you deserve love because you weren't getting love in that the relationship or marriage that you are separating yourself from, because you met a direct counterpart that came in to pull you out of that situation. Okay. All right, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, your past is engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. But what it's showing here is that the person who you were dealing with could have been a water element and or an air element, okay? And Scorpio, the past moments flowing into the future moments here, or the present moments, excuse me, is showing that someone cut you out of their life because it's affecting you. And this is due to the fact that their wishes and their desires were not the same as yours. So you could have cut someone out of your, Scorpio could have cut a water element or air element out of their life, and or vice versa. But it was due to the fact that wishes and desires were not reflective. This wasn't a direct counterpart, okay? And this is due to lower level energies and feelings from childhood. Speaking of abandonment issues, suffering from depression, suffering from loneliness. And Scorpio, you could have wanted to ascend this relationship to a higher level of commitment with this water or air element here. And it's showing that this is not so, that this ended. And there could have also been a reignited passion here. Like, you wanted to ascend this to a higher level of commitment in the past. But then this person and or you cut this person out of your life, right? And then it came back around again. But the wishes and the desires were not the same. It's as if you both separated you both could have went into new relationships or met someone else, but then you guys came back around again trying to reflect energies from others that you had a connection with, because this was a comfortability here. But the issue flowing into the present moment here is healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So what it's showing here in the present moment energies flowing into these future energies here is that you were wanting to lay foundations with this person. Your wishes and your desires were to lay foundations with this person. And you could have lived at a distance from each other, or there was verbal communication about bringing this relationship together. But then there was a major ending. And this is due, this is due to the fact that there are childhood energies, like inner child, like abandonment issues. This was a codependent relationship for certain. So you were laying foundations, it was on a faulty foundation. And there was also, if you were dealing with a water element, Scorpio, they were involved with an air element. And you were not aware of this in the past. And those energies that were being ushered in, making you feel as if you wanted to ascend this to a higher level of commitment, were actually the energies that this person was carrying with them from their direct counterpart, because they started a romance of the soul. But then that ended, and this is where I'm picking up that you could have already been with this person for a bit, and then there was a separation, and either you, Scorpio, or this other water element that you could have been dealing with met someone else, but then that ended, and you or they thought you were going to share that type of connection, and this was just a karmic lesson. This was a karmic relationship, because what it's showing me here is that it completely ended. So you could have moved in with either a water or air element, this person that you were, like, you dated them, it separated, they met a lover of the soul in order to pull them out of a relationship with either Scorpio or vice versa, and you guys could have moved in together, but then it ended like that quickly. So it's showing here, flowing into these future moments, Scorpio, is to release your ex. The time has come to clear your energies. Because what it's showing here is that others' wishes and desires are what affected this relationship. And there was a death of this relationship. And that is due to the fact that the energies and the way that you were connecting was definitely of a codependent relationship. And there was a tower moment. And the tower moment happened here because the partner that Scorpio could have been dealing with, if you are another water element watching in on Scorpio and you had a tower moment with this person, it's due to the fact that you have already met a direct counterpart, and this relationship was karmic. And Scorpio, if you're watching this and wondering what happened with that ex-water sign and or air sign, it's due to the fact that they met a direct counterpart, and the energies that were ushered in this relationship were actually from the lover of the soul, and they disconnected from that person and came back to this relationship. Like, this was someone you dated once or twice. This wasn't like once and done. This was like someone you had already dated, broke up with, and came back around again with. And it was like a tower moment. Like, this is something that is happening. If it did not already happen, it's happening right now in this present moment. There was a complete ending. Like, you moved in together, could have lived together for like, I don't know, 30 days, 60 days. Like seriously, no more than maybe 100 days. I don't even know how long that is, 3.5 months maybe. And it just ended. And it was like move in, move out. And this was due to others' wishes and desires, which could have been Scorpio's partner, or Scorpio, this was you. And there was a complete tower moment. And this is due to the fact that this was karmic and these energies need to be released. They need to be cleared because they're coming from childhood. And Scorpio, once you transform these energies and release these energies, you are then going to be led to the lover of your soul. You then are no longer going to experience karmic relationships, put it that way, Scorpio. If you're watching this for your own self, you had a complete tower moment with someone, and that was because this person was going through a transformation because they met the lover of their soul when you guys were broken up, okay? In order for you to experience this type of relationship, what you must understand is that it's your lower level energies coming from childhood, which could be fears of abandonment, fears of being lonely, which can cause you to feel depressed, anything of that nature. And in order to find, you know, that direct counterpart, that reflection in another, you need to release those lower level energies in order to not experience these karmic relationships anymore. Because what happens is that it's immediately like this, but then it ends up like this, right? You got together and you're like, whoosh, we're going to get married. And it's like, no, you're not. I'm not trying to be like a jerk. I'm just saying that's what it is. Because what's lying in between here in the present moment is this. Because this was like whoosh, right? But then all of this started to surface because you guys were using each other as like energy, feeding energy off of each other. But the energy you were feeding off of your partner, who could have been another water element or air element, had already met the lover of their soul. So the only reason they had energy to feed off of is because they were feeding it. It was like energy source. They were feeding it off of that person, disillusioned by their false-based beliefs, that they were able to take that experience and bring it back into this karmic relationship. And once that energy deflated, because the lover of their soul disconnected, that's when this whole entire tower moment just happened. So understand that it's time to clear your energies so that this was divinely coordinated. This was a divine coordination, a twist of fate. Because this transformation and tower moment needed to happen in order for this person to be led to the lover of their soul, whether it be whoever's watching in on Scorpio. If you just had a tower moment with Scorpio, it's because you're disillusioned by this being a karmic partner. And Scorpio, if you're watching in on yourself here, understand that if you had a tower moment with a water or air element in this present moment, or recent past, like a month ago, this tower moment that has already happened or is about to happen is due to the fact that this isn't a direct counterpart. This is a karmic lesson. This is a karmic relationship. Okay? So it's time for you to clear your energies of that. Yeah. Okay, so that was Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and where'd you go? Okay, so if you're watching in on your Cancer, your Pisces, your Scorpio, let me know how it resonated and if, it made sense to you. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Bye.